Welcome to Erikson's psychological stage of development applied to my life.
Stage 1. Trust versus mistrust. The who can I trust and security stage. During this stage, the baby or the infant isn't sure about the world that they live in around them, so they turn to their parents or their primary caregiver for that care and security. And if they care for this infant in a consistent way, the baby will form a sense of trust with that person. If the care for this infant isn't consistent, the baby will be left with anxiety and mistrust. And in that case, the baby won't be sure about the world that they live in around them and their ability to influence events. According to my parents, at this stage, I wasn't a crier and I could often be left with strangers without any issues like getting upset or throwing a tantrum. My parents also said that I was a very easygoing baby. My parents did a wonderful job making sure that I could always trust them and look for them in a need of security. And they still do that for me today, always having my back and making sure that I'm ready to go whenever I need to be. Stage 2. Autonomy and shame and doubt. The no, I want to do it by myself and independence stage. During this stage, the toddler is striving for independence. If the parent gives the toddler too much independence, it can lead to the toddler being more likely to get injured or hurt. But if the parent or caregiver doesn't give the child enough independence, the child can become dependent on the caregiver, which can lead to problems later in their life. According to my parents, I was a very independent toddler, which they allowed. My parents always let me pick out my outfit because I was super particular about what kind of fabric I would wear. I couldn't wear anything that was too itchy or too tight, so my parents just let me wear what I want to wear, which was usually pajamas, but they let me do it anyway. Also, my parents always let me, if I saw my siblings do something that I wanted to try, they always let me give it a go, but with their eye over them, or eye over me. I have to redo that. Ugh. Stage 3 is about initiative versus guilt, ages 3 through 6, the leadership stage. During the stage, the period of time usually involves the child interacting with other children around the same age, usually at maybe a playdate or school. This helps to provide the children the opportunity to explore interpersonal skills throughout initiating activity. If given one of these opportunities, a child can develop a sense of security and their ability to lead others and make decisions for themselves. Also during this stage, the child will start to ask lots of questions to the parent or caregiver. If the parents act like the questions child is important, it will help them strive for knowledge and wanting to grow. But if the parent brushes it off or doesn't answer, it can lead the child with feelings of guilt. According to my parents, when I started preschool, I was a great leader and I was friends with my entire class. I followed all the rules and learned lots of social skills. My parents also said that I was a very curious child, but they would answer all of my questions and not leave me wondering, which I'm grateful for because it didn't create any feelings of guilt. Stage 4. Industry versus inferiority, ages 6 through puberty. This stage is all about a child searching for a sense of pride. According to Erikson, the kid's going to start trying lots of new things. That could be sports or instrument or whatever they're into, and they figure out what they're good at. When I was younger, my parents put me in almost every sport. I played softball, basketball, lacrosse, track and field, and did swimming. Obviously not at the same time, though. That's too much. But I learned what I loved and what I was good at. And that was lacrosse, and I've stuck with it for years, and I'm grateful for my parents for making me try and test out all the different sports I could so I could figure out what my favorite was. My parents also put me in artistic things like art class when I was young, which I was extremely fond of, and I still carry art into my life today. Stage 5, identity versus role confusion adolescence, age 10 through 19 years old. The who am I and where am I going in me stage. This is the stage of adolescence, and during this time, the person is finding out who they really are and not just what they're good at. There are 4 styles of finding your identity. 1. Foreclosure. No soul searching present, but merely accept what is handed to you. 2. Moratoria. No soul searching is in play, but commitment to an identity is delayed. 3. Diffusions. No soul searching is present, but you never find a fitting identity. 4. Achievement. No soul searching is present, and you do find a true identity. When I asked my parents about what they thought, they both quickly agreed that I could be easily influenced. They said that I would identify myself by the people that I would often surround myself with. I don't think I'm influenced by the way, or I'm influenced in the way that I change myself to be more like them. I think it's that I value their opinions of me and how they portray me. Stage 6. Intimacy versus isolation, young adulthood, 20 to 25 years old. The who will I share my life with in relationship stage. During this stage, people are often trying to figure out their relationships, whether that's through friendships, romantically, or family, all of that. When I asked my parents if I would remain close friends with the people I'm close with now in high school, both of them said that they think I will be friends with my best friends forever and already found some of my bridesmaids. I've been friends with the same group of girls for over 7 years, and I'm lucky to have made such strong relationships with them and know such beautiful people, and that I found them so early in my life. But my parents think I will get married. My dad thinks I'm going to get married young, and my mom thinks I'm going to get married in my late 20s. They both agree that I'll have kids and, of course, have a dog or maybe two. Stage 7. Generativity versus self-absorption / stagnation. Middle adulthood. Am I generating something of value? And productivity stage. This stage is during middle adulthood and has to deal with the person thinking if they have created something of value in their life and if they're productive and their productivity and what they've accomplished or what they want to accomplish. Both my parents think that I'll have a job before I get married, settle down, and when I have kids, I won't work and I'll want to spend time with them and watch them grow, which I completely agree with. But by the time that my kids go into elementary school, my parents think that I will resume the occupation that I had before because they think I need to keep myself busy. The final stage, stage 8, is integrity versus despair. The have I lived a full life in reflection stage. It occurs during senior adulthood, and it is a reflection stage about have you lived a full life and what kind of mark you left on the world. My parents think that I'm going to travel when I retire, and they do think I'm going to retire because I'm ready to retire and I want to live and want to see the world. And they think I'll pick up a new hobby right away after I retire to make sure I have something to do. And that is all for Erikson. Thank you so much for listening to the full video.